Some of the small group work that we did during the beginning of the retreat, I really felt that I had no voice and I had nothing to express, which is not a new feeling. I've had it for a really long time. I've done a lot of work and nothing has sort of solved it. Nothing's been able to get to the root of it. I think what happened here in some of the exercises, it was brought up that one of the beautiful things about having nothing, it's not about nothing, it's about the void. So if you can think about like a vessel, you can fill it with whatever you want. And I think that was sort of a subtle breakthrough, but it was one of my first ones because I realized, wait, I have a choice in the matter. Like I have a choice in my life. Like I could do whatever I want. And I think that was it. I mean, I think that's when the light switch sort of first went on, and it sort of went upwards from there. There's been many aspects of my life. I haven't really been living the spectrum of like a full sort of embodied human experience. I've stayed really small majority of my life, even though it might have looked in different ways, in different phases. But I think one thing I'm coming away with is this conscious community that's outside of my usual practices. And even if I can't always connect with everyone in person, there's always that digital community that I can kind of like tie myself into to sort of insert myself into my own intentional community at home that is outside of my regular meditation and yoga practices, but really sort of throwing me into the fire, into practices of vulnerability that I would have never thought to seek out on my own. I think the key is in the word considering, is I've definitely been that person many times. I'm kind of sort of about to teeter on the edge and I can't really, I really always like pulling back, like, do I really need to do this? Man, is this an investment? Is this really like the right time for this? Or other areas of my business that, you know, I could really use this for. But what I would really say is it's kind of like until you speak it, it doesn't exist. So you can only create what sort of reality you are hoping to have and build a legacy around. You just have to take that step. The network chiropractic just sort of blew my mind. I was probably definitely one of the people in the room with a weird look on my face, like, I'm not doing that, because you just have I didn't know what network chiropractic is. I think I had heard the term based on a client that was in one of Leah's and Bucky's programs last year, and I just thought that meant insurance. I had no idea what that was. I've never heard of it. Then just a few moments, maybe within the first treatment, I was more struck by other people's reaction to me and how I just like immediately probably took years off just in the alignment of the posture, but it's not just like the vertebra. I mean, it's really the weight that literally took off my shoulders. I think I was, unprepared for being this sort of more of like an energy clearing sort of treatment. I've done plenty of those types of things before. I've never experienced anything close, and I was telling Bucky, I found it so interesting after the first one, I feel myself walking very slow. I'm usually very, very, very fast-paced, moving faster than everyone else around me, and I really felt myself slow down, which is an energy I felt from the moment that I landed in Maui. But I could really feel myself just like literally pressing like the heel down into the earth and just slowly, like slowly lowering the foot angle by angle by angle, and then really I could feel every meridian in the bottom of my foot like in contact with the earth. So I think it's really important to have an experience like this in nature, just somewhere in my life I was feeling really disconnected from. I get really scared of my physical health sometimes, and I've ignored my body a lot. I've done a very different style of yoga for a very long time that's not in the Hatha tradition. I was very surprised how much my body remembered. I don't think I've done Hatha yoga in like 6 years, and really how strong I still was there and how much I was still in my body, but the hike just set me for a loop. I could literally feel the ground shifting under my feet, so it was a physical manifestation of the emotional imbalance in my life that I was ignoring, but it really makes me want to prepare better for the next one, and there's going to be next ones. So I've been feeling like when I go home, it's like Pilates and like a HIIT class and that sort of thing. In one of the last breathwork sessions, I had a very big breakthrough, but I was still a little bit in my head right before that. And I think what was really interesting was I realized I never had a model of like what a woman is like, or what an adult woman should embody. And I don't even want to say it like that because there are many different types of women, and what does that really mean? But in thinking about maybe my relationship with my mother, just sort of, you know, the kind of energy that she embodied was a little like harsh sometimes. It was a little cold. It was a little like talking to a wall. And, you know, people that have known me throughout my life could have very much said the same thing about me for a really long time. And I don't think I've like ever had that realization before, that like I feel blocked, or I felt blocked in that energy because I just didn't have a really good example. So that was really like a really clear ping for me. This is very clear, and when I go hard. So it's just not hard, but just like dramatic. Let's just change up as much as possible. So the first thing is getting rid of my biggest source of financial security, which is a client I've worked with multiple times. They come and go, and they come and go, and I think there's something sort of to that, like that it's just not, it's not stable in that sense, but it also represents the kind of security in my past that I'm trying to get away from, because I'm trying to sort of build my own thing and trust my own energy and trust that clients and business and the right opportunities and the most aligned opportunities will come to me. I'm also recommitting to rejoining one of Bucky and Leah's programs that I've been in the past. And I've also committed to myself, no matter what, to join literally every single transformational venture in the future and every one-day event that they offer. Thank you for continuing to engage with my energy, even when it seemed like I gave up, or I was exhausted, or I was making excuses, or I didn't have the energy, or I was checked out. I just didn't know what I didn't know. Thank you for clearing that.